See, when we talk about accountability, we mean first one in general. This we don't have to speak always legal. Whenever we talk in administration, see in government context. So accountability means a legal accountability. Accountability means a formal accountability. Accountability means that its process, procedures, standards are defined. This and tools can be, let's say, traditional checks and balances that we have, plus means three that we told yesterday: legislative control, executive, judicial control on administration. Like say, judiciary has asked Delhi police to file FIR. So basically, judiciary is trying to ensure accountability of Delhi police or administration, which is an indirect way. Means that say court is not supposed to talk or tell every time to file FIR. Only in extreme situation it can tell. So that way, if you see, so this is how the checks and balances we have. Plus, they are the three main institutions of accountability for administration, for civil services, for government. And then financial accountability, if you talk, so it is through Public Account Committee and CAG. CAG is the main institution to ensure the financial accountability of the government. This then democratic accountability, political accountability, not a very popular term, but in democracy, a government cannot be without accountability. System of election. Elections are basis to either punish the government or reward the government if it has done better. And that is the most important accountability. Because in democracy, let's say that when different parties, we have different parties and parties keep changing, it gives hope to democracy. This, so that way we can consider. And professional, etc., they are new type. New type in the sense ki professional accountability. Professional accountability means it deals with the professional standards. When we adhere to professional standards, then we say it as professional accountability. Every profession, every job, every sector has its own standard. Like if someone is engineer, the engineer has to adhere to its engineering, let's say that standards. For that aspect, a scientist, he has to or she has to adhere to that standard. You cannot prescribe those standards, but professional standards that yesterday I told, like a contract is signed. So when a contract is signed, so you have to honor that contract. If you have promised that a road should be built at certain standard, certain quality, if you adhere to that standard, this is called professional standard. So professional standard is a recent development, means basically in 90s onwards we give more and more emphasis, and it comes through private sector. Because private sector, or you can consider business sector, it is known for its professionalism. It is known for its professional standards. So professional standards are nothing but benchmark standards. You go for benchmarking and you go for setting new standards. So it has less to do with formal, let's say, aspect. So professional standards like managers or business sector, they are known for professional commitments. And bureaucracy is known for more legal standard. The bureaucracy more adheres to legal accountability. And managers more adhere to professional standard, business sector. This is what we are trying to bring. How you'll understand all these things? Recently, there was a conference in which Foreign External Affairs Minister was addressing that conference, and he highlighted one thing that unless bureaucracy has the concern to ensure that projects are implemented on time, we will not be able to deliver projects on time. And that commitment should come from within this. If project is there, so you have to have the commitment to deliver the project on time. Let's say like E. Sridharan. E. Sridharan, why he is known for, let's say, completing the projects even before time? Who is saying to him? Nobody is saying to him, no, if you complete the project exactly on time or after a bit late also, there is no punishment. But he is known for completing the project even before time. This is called professional standard. Right? And then you start knowing that person or that leader. They set their standards. How it is possible? It is possible that you have to bring efficiency. Right? You have to ensure that all main material machine you manage in such a fashion that you are able to deliver the project before time. This. So this is how we mean by professional standards, and that is how, let's say that Elon Musk, he is known for completing his projects before time. This should also. He is known for not, let's say, few months or few days before, rather half of the time. He set the deadline for 2 years, he will try to complete in 1 year. This. कोई भी स्पेस एजेंसी पूरे वर्ल्ड में जितना उन्होंने सैटेलाइट लॉन्च किया है, अभी तक किसी स्पेस एजेंसी ने उस रेट पे नहीं लॉन्च किया है. जस्ट यू कैन इमेजिन. अभी फेल हुआ है, अभी दे आर जस्ट गोइंग टू लॉन्च अगेन. जस्ट वी आर टेलिंग दिस. It's professional commitment. This. So professional standards, those civil servants who have professional standards, they are known for their work. You can observe, they are known for their work. They mean it business. That is how this has gained significance. Moral standard is, again, it is related to, let's say, moral behavior. As yesterday we were talking that the law may not be able to exercise check. Rather, there should be a moral check also. As we gave example of some civil servants from Chandigarh going to France. So, if you are spending public money, so how much you should spend public money depends on you. This. So you have a self-check. Self-check, I will not take any government property to my home. I will even not take even government pen to my home. Isn't it? I will not take any resource of the government. There can be some public employees who may be like that. It is their moral standard, not professional standard. It is related to moral behavior. I will not use government resource and property for my personal purposes. तो बहुत ही इल्यूसिव है, बहुत ही you can say that rare example you can have कि one civil servant may not use government vehicle. If he goes for his any private purpose, he may use his own private car. Isn't it? तो कुछ ज़्यादा ही हो जाएगा ethics. Anyhow, we use government rate. On the one hand, we give 200 cycle allowance. On the other hand, officers use government vehicle rate for their personal purposes. That's anyhow, but we will not go into this. This is moral aspect. So there is a difference between moral standard and professional standard. See, professional standard is related to work standard, and moral is related to your behavioral aspect. Right? It's rightness and wrongness in behavior. This is how moral aspect. So moral accountability. Those civil servants who have moral commitment, they will not lie to themselves. Right? The biggest lie is lie to themselves. This you should know that. The biggest truth is true to yourself. Because government cannot notice whether you are lying or not. Isn't it? हमेशा lie detector तो लगेगा नहीं. So whether you lie, you know yourself. So will you lie? It depends on you. This. And you know it whether you are lying or even if others may not notice. तो दिस इज मोरल एस्पेक्ट. तो जो स्ट्रांग मोरली होता है, दूसरे लोग उसको जानते हैं और वो बोलते नहीं, वो ऐसा आदमी नहीं है. आपने सुना होगा. वो ऐसा नहीं कर सकता है, वो ऐसा आदमी नहीं है. यू हैव ट्रस्ट, मुझे भरोसा है. दिस, आई हैव ट्रस्ट इन दैट पर्सन. So this is how it is. तो बहुत सारे ऐसे लोग हैं कि आप उनको पैसा जितना भी देना है दे दो, उसमें से दे विल नॉट टच ए सिंगल कॉइन इन दैट। और बहुत सारे ऐसे लोग हैं कि पैसा दे दो, फिर आपको डर नहीं लगना है कि पता नहीं वो लेके जा रहा है रास्ते में वो, और बोलेगा कि कुछ हो गया रास्ते में। हो सकता है ऐसा? नो। Anyhow, forget about this. This is moral aspect, right? The moral accountability means it brings within, let's say that. That's why some police officers are also honest, you can say. Some police personnel are very honest. They work honestly. They do their duty. They will not lie to themselves. This aspect. In every walk of life, you can find such kind of people. This. And then those who will have this, you know that. Then we can easily bridge the gap between legal accountability and this moral accountability. This. They will try to exactly invoke the same, exactly invoke the sections of IPC, CRPC, which in that situation, in that crime, it is appropriate. This. So that way we can consider. Then social accountability is related to, it is people, let's say that. When people participate in the process of accountability, we say it as social accountability. And which will deal separately. Then nowadays we have performance accountability. You know that how Prime Minister keeps talking. Our civil services, you know that government keeps talking that become performance oriented. So when government is saying become performance oriented, it is trying to bring change. Or when we'll take civil services, there will talk. So that is related to something called performance, because performance has become very important. Now performance and professional standards both are, they will have a bit, let's say that they will overlap. Although professional accountability is adhering to professional standards, that will automatically result into performance. This. So these things are being given emphasis. That is called efficiency. Now yesterday we told you about some criticisms and negative things we talked, problems of accountability. In addition to corruption, we told many other things, inefficiency, procrastination of problems, etc. So we were trying to make you understand that the problems, what are the problems of accountability? This, because you think that accountability are people, those who may not have understanding about accountability, so they may think that accountability is related to a particular action of the person. This, it is related to a particular action, but at the same time, let's say a government which is accountable. Accountable means a government, when people suffer from anything, the government is responsive to that. That is called accountability. And when government is not solving the problems for years, for years it is not solving the problems. So those things seriously question the accountability of government, not only present government, any government, including past government. This, and we told, let's say, those things are more serious than not filing FIR, not bringing annual report, or not conducting CBI inquiry, not solving problems which are so procrastinating in our country, related to education, health, sanitation, others, let's say social justice, poverty related, livelihood related. So those things can be considered that they will question government accountability in nutshell. Because essence of democracy is to ensure, if you believe in Modi, I often forget his name, Ashok Modi. If you believe in him, so the essence of democracy means dignified life to each individual. This. It is dignified life to each individual. If a democracy is not able to ensure dignified life to each individual, so that democracy system of accountability is questionable. This is in the macro sense. this. And in micro sense that we have told, we have yesterday we told you about all these things, right? Like education problem. The education problem we have told also so many times, and it becomes, let's say, that often repeated, that the education problems, you do not need to set up a committee to know what are the problems. Do you know? In 1983, education policy was brought. So that time it was promised that India would spend 6% of GDP on education. Right. वो आज का जो पढ़ने वाला होगा वो तो सिर्फ 2020 वाला जो पॉलिसी पढ़ेगा तो खुश हो जाएगा कि गवर्नमेंट विल स्पेंड 6% ऑफ जीडीपी ऑन एजुकेशन. वाओ, isn't it? बट अगर थोड़ा और पास्ट में अगर जाके पढ़ेगा वो, जब 1986 पॉलिसी, उसके पहले 83 पॉलिसी, तो उसको पता चलेगा ये तो पुराना डेटा है. राइट. So that time we promised कि we will spend 6% of GDP on education, and still we are promising it. This. और ये कोई बड़ा डील नहीं है. आपके नेबर्स श्रीलंका and Bangladesh, they spend more than us on education of their GDP. This. In fact, the global average है वो हमसे ज़्यादा. Global average of GDP on education, right? It is 5% around. We are below, let's say, 5%. This. But ये सब कभी बात नहीं होता है. इन सब चीज़ों के ऊपर कभी डिबेट. अब तो डिबेट पता ही आजकल कैसा डिबेट चल रहा है. मतलब फुर्सत ही नहीं है आपको एम वर्ड से, isn't it? कुछ न कुछ आता रहेगा. मतलब all the discourse is in and around Muslim. जिस मतलब कितना उसमें क्या बोल रहे हैं मुस्लिम जो है, एम वर्ड जो है इतना पावरफुल हो गया है. ऑल डिस्कोर्स आर इन एंड अराउंड. अभी तो इलेक्शन आ रहा है दिस, and you can see Karnataka election, Kerala election, then national election. तो you'll find that कि सारा डिस्कोर्स ही इसी के ऊपर होगा.